So 20 years in battling addiction, how was that? Or where did it start?
It started at the age of 19.
Yeah.
This is right after high school. Because after high school, I got the privilege to do Form 5 and 6 in a school that was somewhere around, but it no longer exists.
Yeah.
So for me, what started as fun times just became something that went beyond fun times, because that's where most people start. You get into alcohol, or you get into smoking or drugs, or you do it for fun, for experimentation purposes.
Yeah.
And very few people are able to draw the line, I being one of them. And so it reached a point where it almost killed me. And the turnaround came when I checked into rehab. But the journey between 19 and checking into rehab at the age of 37 was quite a long time.
You checked into rehab after the 20 years?
No. I checked into rehab in 2017. I was 37 at the time.
Yeah.
But it was in between that time that I checked into rehab, when I had hit rock bottom. For me, I had to hit rock bottom because I'm very strong-headed. But for me to go into rehab, and for me, I went in voluntarily. I had reached a point of it was either do or die. For me, that's where I had reached. And so I voluntarily checked into rehab. And I thank God for, there's a man who has walked me through that journey, apart from my dad. His name is Robert Wanderi. And he's been my therapist for the longest time until now. And he's with the Living Hope Treatment Center. And that's the guy who we work with until today. Because you see, even after you come out of rehab, that doesn't mean that the addiction stops there. Recovery is a lifelong process. And so for me, for as long as I'm on this earth, I am still vulnerable to falling back, which is what we call relapse. So I always have to have accountability partners. And Robert has really worked with me throughout this journey. Another man who's worked with me throughout this journey is my dad. If there's a guy who refused to give up on me, it was that guy. That man called Mr. James Awero refused to give up on his daughter. That time I've done everything you can imagine. I have sold his things, I've sold his laptops. A laptop he had even gone to the US to buy, another one he had sent me to Dubai to buy. And selling them not because I want to sell. You know the way you give things to a Shylock and you're unable to pay on time. So the Shylock has to get rid of these things, So for me, my addiction took me to depths untold. There are things they say that it's only men who do, like selling stuff in the house.
Yeah.
Me, I sold everything you can imagine that can be sold in a house, apart from my TV, because it was that one for the Kamgongo. So that one,
analog.
And that one. And of course, I needed something to watch as I imbibe, because I became a closet drinker, whereby I drink in the house.
Wait, you were addicted to, what drugs were you addicted to? What were you addicted to?
I was doing alcohol and cigarettes. In fact, I did cigarettes longer than I did alcohol. Cigarettes, I would do up to 40 sticks a day. And that is when I'm not drinking. So you can imagine when I'm drinking, it becomes worse.
Those are like how many packets?
Those are 2 packets, because a packet has 20 sticks.
Okay.
When I was in Malaysia, because after I did Form 5 and 6, I got the privilege of going to Malaysia. I toyed around with marijuana, but we had a complicated relationship. So I left it. But I stuck to cigarettes for a very long time. And funny enough, I quit cigarettes faster than I quit alcohol. It works differently for most people. Most people quit alcohol first, then they quit cigarettes. But for me, I quit cigarettes first, then I quit alcohol. So it's been quite a journey. It's been quite a journey.